I figured it. We must. You know, it's not often, Cruz. It's not often when you're as deep into it as I am, that you episode 1 anything. You know.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think that's always cool.
I haven't done an episode 1 since 2020. Honestly, since the first pod, since Cruise Control.
And that was a Barstool pod.
No.
That was just your own thing.
Yeah. That was my own thing.
Gotcha. Are you a cigar guy, Cruz?
So only once a year for Bama, Tennessee. I have terrible asthma, so I can't.
That's right. I have asked you this.
Yeah.
And you know, I smoked a cigar for Bama, Tennessee, but it was at your expense.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that.
So here's lesson numero uno. What I'm doing here, this is called the Virgin Puff. And I'm not making this up. You can look this up. I learned this from, you want to wait as long as you can to toast it. And then that first puff, that Virgin Puff.
So funny
I'm not joking.
No, so funny enough, the first person to ever teach me how to smoke a cigar legitly was actually Mel Tucker. When we had bourbon and cigars at his house when I went to go to East Lansing. So, and on
that note, Cruz, because obviously with this stogie in my mouth, everybody should take very seriously what I have to say, and you have to say, hello everyone, welcome. This is episode 1 off campus. I'm Chris Phillips. He is Cruz Oxenrider, Crux Oxenweiler, however you may know him as, the real Cruz Ox. Again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. A product of SEC Unfiltered. Really excited for this show. More about it here in a little bit. Again, as always, guys, make sure like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast. Forget your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms. Well as our website, secunfiltered.com. And as always, we're powered by our friends over at FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/SECU to get $200 in bonus bets today. This is episode 1 of Off Campus. Very, very excited to get this rolling, get this off the ground. Cruz, cheers in your honor. Again, I know you're not indulging during the week. That's totally fine. I poured some Blantons up just for you. Some of the good stuff, some of the stuff I really never touch. Poured it up just for you because this is a momentous occasion. This is something you and I have had conversations about, discussions about. We've talked about this for quite a while. We're making it a reality. We're acting on it. And here we are, episode 1, man. What's going on? I appreciate you. We'll get into the what, why. Some people are probably like, what in the world is – what's going on? We'll get into the what, why behind it, what we're going to be doing here. But this is going to be a lot of fun, Cruz. I'm really excited. You and I chopping it up, taking our off-air conversations and putting them on air once a week. It's going to be a good time.
I mean, yeah, long time coming. I mean, honestly, I'm doing cheers with some Zevia, so shout out Josh Pate, got me on that. But yeah, I mean, this has been something we've been wanting to do for about a year now, and we've talked about it. I remember when you came and stayed at my place during the holidays, we talked about it, got drunk off our own bottle, and we're like, all right, we're doing this. And so I'm glad it's finally happening and we're making this work.
Dude, yeah, man. So again, those who are wondering what's going on. So, you know, I'll say this, the growth we've experienced in just over a year with SEC Unfiltered, which it feels like it's been longer, but at the same time, it feels like it's just, I mean, it's been like that. Like Cruz, you and I, we haven't even known each other that long, really, but we hit it off from the jump. But as we continue to grow and scale, and this is something I've talked with Cruz a lot, I really do genuinely believe when you look at the media landscape, and Cruz, I want to talk about some of your background because, again, you've been in this media game. You're no rookie. You know, you've worked with the very biggest and the best. But you know as well as I do that, you know, to a degree, we're all talking sports or some variation of sports. So everybody's kind of talking about the same thing to a degree. It is the personalities and the characters that really separate each and every single person, each and every single entity. I think that's going to be the value of this show, Cruz, is really kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit and talking about all the other shit that's happening in the world of not just the SEC, the world of sports, the world of pop culture, the world of social media, which is something that everybody's tuned into this. And you and I both, we live on it. Yeah. And it's very, very fun and funny. And we do a lot of stuff right now with SEC Unfiltered. Obviously, we do great work. I'm very, very proud of the work we're doing. we're talking about all the games, breaking everything down. We're letting out our personalities, and we're doing different stuff to, to kind of let our guys shine, if you will, and be themselves and be genuinely authentic and separate SECU from everybody else. But we don't have anything like this. That's the exciting part, Cruz. I'm really fired up for. We don't have anything like this where it's like you and I cutting it up, just being dudes, really letting people learn, hey, who are the guys behind SEC Unfiltered? So I think pulling back the curtain a little bit, again, letting the personalities out, man. That's what it's really all about. That's how you separate yourself. So I'm excited to do that with you. Essentially, guys, that's what this show is going to be. Cruz and I are going to talk about
everything,
just literally anything and everything. I mean, I have no notes for this show. Probably moving forward, maybe after episode 1, we'll have some notes put together. But Cruz, I don't know if you know this. I don't really put notes together for shows. I'll have bullet points, but I'm a very, when I first started way back in the day, January 2017, when I started in content, I would do shows. I would especially do interviews, and I had a lot of notes. And I remember it feeling very robotic. And I was like, you get to a point where you get confident enough, you find your voice, you become really comfortable with your niche and who you are, and you just fucking let it rip, man. I mean, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to fucking let it rip. I mean,
that's all you can do.
That's what I'm excited about. So,
I mean, yeah, first time I ever did a podcast, I went on one, and shout out to Belly Up Sports. I went on theirs. They had me on as a guest. First time I ever did anything like it during COVID. And it just kind of took off. And that was in, I believe, July of 2020, which was right when I started to really kind of get a name in the social media space for, Alabama and SEC and memes and things like that. It was during COVID. So I wasn't really working at that time. So it honestly kind of became like this opening door for me. And then started my own podcast that took off, and the rest is history. And then I'm known as the meme guy. So
you are the meme god. You're the meme god, not just the guy, the god. All of the memes you see from us come from you.
I mean, yeah, but we got to keep that secret sauce in the kitchen, though.
I understand that, but I'm just saying you are the meme god, man. Like especially in the Bama space, but I would say the SEC space.
Yeah, well, look, I've the last couple of years I've wanted to be a little more universal. I know I'm known in Tuscaloosa in the Twitter space there, and social media space there, and the stuff now I get to go back and do for the university and the PR and sports media department, which I'm excited. I'm getting to go back next week. We're going to be down in Tuscaloosa. We're pumped, but I'm speaking at a sports media class.
That's so cool, man. Congrats. That's really cool, Cruz. Congrats.
Yeah, I tried.
Awesome.
It's probably last 2 years I've done it at least once a semester for the school PR, which is going there and getting able to go from just a no name, a few years ago to now doing this is just, it's still like the biggest imposter syndrome ever. Cause like, and you've been around me too. Like when we go to Tuscaloosa, like I don't think I'm a celebrity or an influencer or anything like that. I'm just a dude that loves sports and I love memes. And when I get brought up in public or people come up and say hi to me, like it genuinely is like the biggest imposter syndrome.
Well, you make people feel good, Cruz. That's what it is. I mean, dude, you can give no greater gift in the world than a laugh or even just distracting people from their day-to-day, because most people are looking for that distraction. You do that. So, yeah. That's why they show the love back. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because you give this and you ask for nothing in return. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, most people are laughing with me or laughing at me.
Hey, they're laughing either way. I mean,
I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the Twitter checks. So, keep doing it. So I have no problem with it.
Dude, whether they're laughing with you or at you, it is what it is. But, dude, so I got to ask, how often do you get asked, what was it like working at Barstool? Is that a common question for you? Or maybe when you were in it or just got out of it, was that something where it's like, is everybody like, what's Dave Portnoy like? Like, I feel like everybody's fascinated by just the whole Barstool thing.
So it's like a pretty common misconception. Like I was always out and about it. I just strictly did New Orleans and Mincy's stuff. So like I never worked on the main accounts. I never worked on really anything like that. I got originally brought on to do Barstool New Orleans and started that from scratch. And then, I got a chance to work with Mincy, who you've known for forever. And And he's the man. Like he genuinely has like become a good friend of mine over the last years. And then I started to get involved in other projects. Like I helped out with Barstool Cleveland for a little bit. I helped do the fantasy football podcast with Mincy and Stephen Shea. I did Barstool Backstage with Dante the Don, which he's the man as well. So that's mainly what I kind of did. Everyone kind of thought like, oh, like I'm doing this, and this at Barstool. I really wasn't. I strictly was just like New Orleans and Mincy's guy. So I got introduced to Dave once, and it was like when I first started. We were down in New Orleans for the Final Four. Mincy introduced me. We talked for maybe 5 seconds. That's it. I've got an opportunity to become friends with some of the guys. Like shout out Nikki Smokes. I mean, Corey Rutledge, head of production. It was awesome getting a chance to work with Stephen Shea for a little bit in fantasy football, and things like that. So it's people just assumed like, oh, I got to do stuff with Barstool. I did, but like on a very side level of it.
Okay. Still, it's pretty cool though. I love how humble you are, Cruz. You are very humble. I don't know if people would expect that from your Twitter, to be honest.
No, funniest thing, people don't like. People come up and to me and like I introduce myself, we talk and things like that, and they were like, "God, I really thought you were gonna be a dick." And I really wanted to not like you, which is actually kind of my favorite compliment. I know my Twitter personality. Like I don't hide behind a burner. I don't like hide who I am. Like my name is actually Cruz Oxenrider. It's on my birth certificate. Most of the things I say,
I remember the first time though, Cruz, I saw you. I was like, this has to be like a stage name. I didn't think it was real. I'll be honest.
No, I mean it really is. I mean, I had really good parents that gave me the coolest name I could ever ask for. So,
yeah.
No, it's real name, 100% true. But it's just become one of those things where I've sometimes get a little emotional with with my tweets and everything, and I kind of feel like when I do it, it's more of like I'm tweeting out what people actually want to say, but just don't. And 95% of the time I tweet something, it is not like actually serious. It is satire. I will occasionally like have like a serious post every once in a while or things of that nature, but like the majority of the stuff I put out is not serious. It's just to make people laugh. It's mainly to make myself laugh, and then it's making other people laugh, which is genuinely why I do this stuff anyways. So when you see me like fire someone into the sun, Bill O'Brien, specifically talking to you, or selling a soul or anything like that, just please know, for the love of God, 95% of the time it is not serious.
Unless it's talking about Nate Oates and Alabama basketball, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
I can't believe Freezing Cold Takes finds the tweet from 3 years ago. And it was funny because Dave had told me about that because I guess he recalled when that happened.
Yeah.
But I'd still never seen the tweet.
Yes.
And then after the game or whatever, maybe it was after the game.
Sweet 16. Yeah.
Yeah, Sweet 16. And I saw somebody's reply to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, they went back in the archives for this. And then Freezing Cold Takes got it.
So a lot of it now has become like I've embraced it. I've stirred into it. So
I mean, what else can you do? I mean, you have to embrace it.
It was a bad tweet. Like it really was. So I remember exactly. I was in New York City. I was visiting some friends. I was watching the games at a sports bar in Manhattan, and I had way too much to drink. And I was frustrated because we underachieved that year, and we lost to a bad Notre Dame team. And we had beaten, I think, 3 Final Four teams that year. I think we beat Baylor, Houston, and UCLA. I think it was, or someone. I can't remember exactly who the other team was. And so we lost in the first round of the SEC tournament to Vanderbilt, and then we turn around and we lose in the first round to Notre Dame. And I was just frustrated, and I think I just like. People took it. There were a lot of people that took it the wrong way, saying like, "Oh, Cruz wants to fire Nate Oates." I'm like, no, I don't want to fire Nate Oates. I wanted to have the Calipari argument at the time, where why Calipari's getting all these great recruits and everything like that, but after that one great class that he had in 2011 with Anthony Davis and those guys, like he kind of underachieved in the tournament, like afterwards, and we went from having a great year the year before in the losing in the Sweet 16 and overtime to UCLA to that. And I was a little frustrated, and I did tweet that. Granted, I never said I wanted to fire Nate Oates. We wouldn't have not been able to do better. And I think a lot of people didn't like took it the wrong way, and everyone was a little sensitive, and I totally get it. Everyone was a little freshly upset. And then I went back the next day and I'm like, that was a stupid thing to tweet. But what I did was, and I think this is what people realize once it kind of calmed down a little bit. Auburn lost the next day. And what I did was I tweeted, is it time to have a serious conversation about Bruce Pearl? And it was like kind of steering into it. And then the people were like, okay, like that's funny. Like at least like I'm owning up to the joke. Like I didn't get defensive or anything. I was trying to say my piece, but like it is what it is. And so I'm never going to call for like Nate's. Nate's done a fantastic job at Bama. When I went to Bama, we were awful. We were not good at basketball. I think we made the tournament one time in 2011, I believe. And we lost in the first round. And we were just never consistently good. So this being good at basketball since I've gone there is kind of new. So I think Nate's done a fantastic job. I never in a million years would have pictured we would have gone to the Final Four in the Elite Eight. I mean, we lost to Duke, understandably. They're, I think, the second best team in the country behind Florida. I think right now it's Florida, Duke, Auburn, and then Houston. And like I'm very happy that we have Nate as coach. And then I think everyone now can go back and make fun of that tweet because they like bring it up whenever we do something good. And I actually don't mind it because it shows that like I could continually like get pissed off at it, and I never do. Which I mean, freezing cold takes doing it. That's the first time that's ever happened to me, and it was like eventually that one day it is going to happen.
You've never had a take get reposted by freezing cold takes to that?
No, surprisingly not.
Wow.
I think
they've worn me out.
I think I'm trying to think. That was probably the worst take I've ever had publicly had it. I think another take I had was I think I had said that Sam Darnold was going to be the next Joe Montana or something like that.
It was an interesting take.
No, it wasn't that. It was something stupid around those. I can't remember it. It was like back in like 2017 or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but luckily that was the first time I've ever been hit with it. Thank God.
I think you remember probably my coldest take.
Ooh.
It was from last football season. You don't remember it?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. It was when I said that Kalen DeBoer's Alabama wasn't man enough to go into Death Valley and beat LSU. And then they fucking killed him.
Yes, they did.
Jalen Milroe ran for like 200. And
well, I mean, look, if there's
dude, that was Tyler Booker put me on blast. That was how I met our mutual friend.
Yeah. Shout out T-Book, by the way. Can't wait to see where he goes.
He's awesome. He's awesome, by the way. We had a good laugh over it after that. He was like, hey, it's all good. I was like, hey, I missed.
He's going to go down, and I really mean this too. He's going to go down as one of those Alabama players that just loves Alabama. Like Mark Ingram for me is like that guy. Mark Ingram loves the University of Alabama. He really does. And so I think Tyler Booker's on that level, and he's going to continuously be. And I'm so excited about that. I think Ryan Williams is also going to be up there when it's said and done because he just loves Alabama. But like, shout out T-Book. Honestly, I don't think he gets enough love. You can clip that too, and we can.
Yeah. No, it was awesome, man. I had that take, and he reposted it on his Instagram story and was like something like "cold take, bro," or something like, or "nice take," or something like that. I ended up DMing him, but I was like, "Yeah, man, that was a brutal miss." He was like, "All love, bro." We ended up following each other. It was very, very cool. So, Cruz Oxenrider, Chicago.
Yep.
You don't mind me sharing that, Chicago.
It's pretty.
Give the people some. Give the people some. I'm sure this is the first time some people, Cruz. You got to think, this might be the first time some people have like even heard your voice before.
Yeah,
some people.
Some people. Yeah.
Who is Cruz Oxenrider?
Man, I am probably the most random human being. That
the mayor of Tuscaloosa. We've established that.
Yeah.
Last season.
I wouldn't say I'm the mayor. I would say that is probably Roger.
You're the treasurer then. You're something.
I'll take treasurer. I mean, that's fine. I mean, look, I'll be honest. Like the last couple of years, I would say since about like 2020, 2021, when I started to kind of like really get a following, I started to get really involved with the city of Tuscaloosa and go in the university and the businesses and being able to go back and and have the connections and do the stuff I've been able to do. There were people well before me, like Hunter Johnson's one of those people, Roger Myers. I mean, you met Tripp.
Roger Myers, a legendary baseball fan.
Legend.
And just Bama fan in general.
Yeah. And then you got, Tripp and Snead at Innisfree, who, legends themselves. I mean, so many people before me, but basically what happened is I didn't grow up an Alabama fan. A lot of people know that. Grew up a Florida fan from my parents. Went there my freshman year. Wasn't a good fit, but I went to high school in Mobile, Alabama, and visited Alabama and Auburn. And I made the wrong decision the first time because I thought that was where I wanted to go. So what I did is I flipped a coin. I visited Alabama and Auburn, and heads was Auburn, tails was Bama, and it landed on tails and applied to transfer, and the rest is history. Go to Bama, in 2011, and I couldn't have pictured it going any better the way it did. Like I said, I wasn't really big into social media until probably around like 2017 when I started doing it professionally. I started working at people know like web.com, which used to be the Corn Ferry Tour and out in Jacksonville, Florida. I got to do that. And I had that job for a while, and then COVID happened, and then, no sports equals no job. And so unfortunately it was, got laid off like a lot of people did during that time. And I started really trying to figure out what it was I really wanted to do. And then this podcast opportunity kind of came up with Belly Up Sports, and I kind of took it and ran with it. And it took off. Cruise Control was the first thing I ever did. And I had guests like, I'm trying to think. I had some really great guests. I had like Eric Anders. I had Aaron Suttles. I had Nick Saban's aunt Kristen, who was a good friend of mine. And I'm trying to think who else that we have on there. I had Tall Blackledge on there. That was really cool. And I just had a chance to like really do some really awesome things. And then ended up getting a chance to work with arguably the greatest college football player ever in Tim Tebow a little bit later. Down the line, I got a chance to work with his NIL company and the sports marketing, and kind of everything I did in sports at that time was kind of brought to life through that, and truly was like the best opportunity I think I've ever gotten to have. He's genuinely the best human being I've ever met, and so I actually owe a lot of my career right now because of him. And then, like I said, in February of 2022, I got an opportunity to do, Barcelona, New Orleans with Mincy, and they're really trying to get me out of the that kind of realm. And that kind of got me, some opportunities with some people that I never would have had in the beginning, which I also kept doing stuff with Tim. And, from there just started kind of really just doing social media full time. And it's been a nonstop like roller coaster. I've gotten a chance to work with Mike's Hard Lemonade. I did some stuff for Perfect Game. Now I'm doing stuff for Outlier. Working with companies like Sleeper and FanDuel and DraftKings and things like that. So it's been a nonstop roller coaster probably since 2020.
I'm proud of you, man. Yeah, the journey is people don't realize it's every overnight success was years in the making. So
yeah, furthest thing from an overnight.
Yeah. I just think people have they'll go on like social media or whatever. They have a misconception that. Yeah, they don't realize the sweat equity, the commitment, the grind. It really is. Social media is a fucking grind, dude.
It is.
It takes a lot of consistency, a lot of just. It's like getting in shape. Like it's just repetition over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm fine with people not really knowing like everything. Like people who know me, like
how many Cruz do you get this question? How do you make money? I get that question all the time.
Well,
how do you make money?
I have a really good full-time job doing this for big companies. So like I said, with Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I guess mine's a little bit more random and out there. I guess it's more valid question.
Yeah. I mean, look, people just assume that like, I'm just, living off of a credit card and doing this and that. Like, no, I went to school for PR and advertising. I've worked in the industry since 2017 in the realm of sports. My resume speaks for itself. Like I said, I've got a chance to work with national brands, and then now, and this too, I do get brand deals from certain things. I can't announce it yet, but I did just sign a a good partnership today, personally, that I'm going to announce probably in the next week or two.
There you go.
So I'm really excited about that. So, I've made a pretty good living for myself, but I'm not just getting, money from Twitter. I actually have like a full-time career that I'm very proud of.
Yeah. I think the most I've ever made off of Twitter was like $200 in a month, maybe $200. So,
I'm not going to tell you how much mine is, but yeah.
I don't know. Elon's cheating me. I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting that Twitter check. So
it's tough, man. It's a grind.
yeah.
But now I started making Instagram money, which is not too bad either. So it's starting to get there. Reels are kicking in.
Yeah.
So it's but yeah, no, I mean, look, people, and I think this too. Like people are just gonna assume what they want, and then, but I mean, look, it's not like I'm out here like begging for people to sign up for my OnlyFans.
It's a good point. Yeah, it's a wild world, man. When it comes to how people are trying to get the bag, everybody's chasing the bag, trying to get the bag. You mentioned earlier, social media. There's not a lot of understanding. That's not the place to go for reasoning and well thought out discussion, and that's just not the place for it. On that note, Cruz, I told you I had a story for you.
Okay.
When we jumped on, this is going to give you an idea, and really, you already know this, but give everyone an idea, if you don't already know, how crazy and silly and absurd Twitter specifically is. So I get this text tonight, okay, from a friend of mine. And the text says, asking, have you seen this stuff on Twitter about this Tennessee account that was catfishing people? And I'm like, go on. I have not, but go on. So there was an account, and I got sent screenshots and everything. And I'm just going to say the name of the account because I don't, it's Burnerverse. It's Burnerverse. Like, whatever. Like, nobody knows who you are anyways. So this is the text I got. There was an account named Callie, and her account was at Vol, whatever. They will fucking bite your head off if you say Vol. At Vol _UH _tile. So volatile.
Okay. Yeah.
Says, so I guess she was talking to another burner account. They've been talking for over a year, but she would never FaceTime him. Talked on the phone one time when he was drunk, and a girl that follows this other burner started noticing that her pictures looked really edited and asked if they had her FaceTime, and he said no. So basically somebody did some digging, some fucking FBI work, I suppose. Turns out they discovered that this burner was taking girls' pictures from TikTok, and they reverse searched the number that the other burner had gotten from her, and the real name popped up, and it's someone within Tennessee Twitter, but they don't want to out who it is, but they know who it is.
What?
All the pictures came from different people on TikTok. And so the screenshots I got sent are like 3 different posts from the same account where it's like, when you don't have to wear green, but you do it. Or when them posting a selfie.
Yeah.
And it's like over the course of a few years, and it's all different people.
That's insane.
So that's the Burnerverse.
Well, I mean,
in a nutshell.
I have my own feelings about the Burnerverse. I mean, look,
I'm terrified of the Burnerverse. I don't want anything to do with the Burnerverse.
I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn, but there's a dark side of Twitter. There's a dark side.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, there's some good ones. I think
there are some good ones. There are
some good ones. Like honestly, one of my favorites, and he's not even an Alabama fan. Pablo Escobar is one of them. Probably one of my favorite. From Auburn Twitter. I mean, there are some good ones, but I mean, what's the other one? The Robert McVall one. The guy who does like the Eagle.
Robert McVall, one of my favorites.
I don't even like Tennessee, but that
smart decision, young man.
That dude is funny. I laugh every time. John Sports is another one of them. AYS and for LSU. I mean, there's some really good ones, but man, there's some crazy people out there. I'm just like, honestly, it's going to get to the point where I wonder one day if they're not going to allow people to have burners anymore. Like
you have to do like ID verification to have a Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, people are getting away with saying some like insane stuff. I got an Auburn burner guy. He does like, he's like an Auburn / Vikings burner account. And anytime I post anything, this dude is under me calling me like a loser or a deadbeat or like things like that. And I'm like, my guy, like your bio says you're married, since 96 and you're giving me hell right now. And I'm like, what, like, how unhappy with your life are you? I had a burner in college. I got rid of it. I mean, I was a stupid college kid. I didn't want anything. And then I got rid of it, like an adult should. And then so SEC burner Twitter, like from college kids, I have no problem with. They're just kids being kids and they don't want to ruin their future. But like if you're a grown ass adult and you have a burner, like I question like how happy you actually are with your life.
I had a conversation with someone about this, Cruz, because I do think it is I don't know about people you wouldn't suspect, but the question was just like, how many people do you think you interact with on a daily basis, or like that you're friends with, or maybe that you're acquaintances with? How many of them do you think have a burner and you don't know?
Oh, I know there's quite a bit that I don't
like, because it's like these have to be somebody.
Well, I mean, you gotta realize, if you know what you're doing, it's really not that hard to find out like who you are. It's really not. I mean, for example, like there are programs where you can go in and figure it out who it is. Or, I mean, people are just dumb and it's not that hard to figure out if you really want to be like a detective about it. But like, for example, like I know there was an account made in college one time and we knew it was this guy because the first person that he followed was himself.
Doesn't take Batman to solve that one.
Yeah. I mean, look, if I could figure it out, then that's not really saying so
much. It doesn't take Scooby-Doo to solve that mystery.
No, but I mean, like, and I have no problem with burner accounts. Like, I think there are some situations where like maybe your job like really does monitor everything that you say, and you want to vent your feelings. Like, for example, like me, like I personally can get away with talking the way I do online because my job is social media, and I don't go too far with it. Like I'm never gonna like tell someone to be like, "Oh, you're a piece of shit," or just some terrible things that I've seen. I never go that far with it, but there are people who will, and if their job saw that, they would get fired so damn fast. And we've seen it happen a lot lately too, with like anything like that. Who was that guy? There was a guy who was like a massive Chicago radio guy who got fired for telling some fan to, go kill himself on social media. And he was like a long time guy and he got fired just for a tweet.
I mean, karma is a bitch. So,
it is a bitch. Yeah. I mean, look,
if you're like that much of a shithead,
yeah,
like I've seen it, and I've obviously, I'm not going to celebrate anyone's, no matter what. Cause I think maybe you don't know this, because I've been put through the ringer on Twitter pretty good number of times. I have been, doing obviously what we do, being in the position that I'm in. I have gone through, like these days, I don't go through nearly as much as it, but I have gone through the fucking ringer, like on Twitter, like craziness shit. And there have been moments over the years where I've seen certain people who have acted a certain way, said some of the most horrible things that I won't repeat on air, that they've either like lost a gig or they haven't had the success. The hatred they spewed didn't lead to the result they wanted. And I could have been petty and celebrate it, but I'm not going to do that because I don't wish anyone like ill will, or that would just be bad energy. Like you're not going to harbor bad energy like that. But karma's a bitch. Like karma is a bitch. Like if you go through life as a miserable motherfucker and just a nasty human, the world will reflect that back at you at some point. You will receive that in your own life. So
I mean, look, I'm not gonna have my day ruined because some person who is miserable with their own life tells me like, oh, you're a loser or a piece of shit, or some frat kid.
You learn to have empathy for those people, honestly.
Yeah, or some frat burner with a Xanax problem. I'm not gonna let that ruin my day either. So I mean, it's not a big deal to me, honestly. Like the best thing I ever did was I turned my comments off, like my notifications off. So like you still comment, I'm not gonna get a notification unless I follow you. And honestly, that's been like, the one of the biggest things I could ever suggest. It really is, because I don't have to spew through all the idiotic comments or like the stupidity of like the of the trolls and things like that. And there always will be, no matter what. But like I said, like if you're having to hide behind a private account, like you don't know me like whatsoever. And I've even had a person who came up to me. I'm not gonna say his name. We were at the Iron Bowl this past year, and we go to a bar, and I had a student come up to me and be like, "Hey man, like, we just started chatting," and he came up to me. I was like, "Hey, I just gotta let you know, like, I'm so and so, and you're not who I thought you were. Like, you're actually like a pretty nice guy." And he was like, "I'm sorry for giving you shit. I thought you were gonna be like an asshole like the half the time." So like I said, me, you can talk shit to me, totally understand, and then I'll give it back to you. But like if I don't know you, like honestly, just you can go fuck yourself.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's not real life. It is fun as hell though. We have a good time with it. But yeah, dude, I've had notifications turned off on Twitter. It's probably been about 4 or 5 years. I got to a point where I was just like, I'm like, my phone, I already look at my phone too much. I know that. Or, I mean, with what we do, I look at it but I look at my phone enough.
Yeah, my screen time is haunting.
Right.
It's kind of diabolical. Look, I use social media to basically talk about sports, keep up with my friends and family, and laugh. Like that's how I do it. I don't doom scroll. If I'm on it for a reason. I think, because I'll be honest, like I don't go on TikTok unless I'm posting something. Like I don't doom scroll TikTok, and I'm so happy I don't. I do doom scroll Twitter a little bit, especially during football season. But yeah, I try, and when I don't have to be on social media, I log off. Like if I'm out with friends, or I'm out at dinner with my parents, or if I'm on a date or anything like that, like, I do not look at my phone, and it's like that is like my release.
Yeah, I really look forward to the things where you intentionally are like present in the moment. You try to be present, but if you're like, for me, if I'm in the studio or just at the house getting after it, I'm going to be staying busy probably in some capacity. But like for me, it's like golf, being out in nature, paddleboarding, hiking, skiing. Yeah, like you said, being with family. It's nice to get away from it. But what a wild world we operate in. Because I mean, essentially, our what we do is housed on those platforms. So God bless them, love them to death. I mean, it's gave you and I a career.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
I mean, it's and I will say this. I mean, from the SEC Unfiltered perspective, dude, I know this, Cruz. You have those times. It's like anything else in life. You get on like a hot streak. We have those times. I mean, thankfully, we this is pretty normal, but like we'll have I don't know, man. Like I'll have a few days or like a few weeks where, bro, it's just like everything's fucking popping, dude. Like this past weekend for us.
Yeah.
Bro, I created a personal TikTok, shameless plug. Go follow it. Because I was like, I need my own personal, like, to separate from the brand, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like, you just need that personal branding side of things. Bro, the first TikTok I posted, it wasn't even like a video of me. It was a video of the Vandy Whistler, which I didn't know how divisive this was. I did not realize how just much of a stir this would create.
Yeah.
Bro, that video, it's of the Vandy Whistler, and it's of my tweet essentially saying, and you can give me shit, Cruz, it's fine. I have probably the most unpopular take in the history of unpopular takes. I'm like, I don't mind the Vandy Whistler. I think he's just a college baseball character, and we need more characters in college baseball. That TikTok's at like 200,000 views.
No, I mean, I saw
and I have like 50 followers.
No, I saw it. And the first thing I thought about was, hey, Mincy sees this.
Me and Mincy are no longer cool. Dude, he would love this. You'll love this. People that are hearing this will probably like disown me for this. Because I was in Nashville over the weekend, went to that series. I went up to him on Saturday. Like I just like was walking down from the press box to a seat with my buddies. And I walked by him and I just patted him on the back and I said, "Hey man, you make college baseball better. Keep it up." And I just kept going. And I'm like, yeah. So I encouraged it. I like, he's probably heard that and was like, I'm going to fucking whistle every game now. Like, hell yeah.
I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna when this gets correct, I'm gonna send this to Mincy, and he's gonna have a freaking tantrum at you. I'm
willing to own that take. I'm willing to own it.
I mean, look, that's fine. We all have our own takes that we don't like. Like me personally, I think I have no problem with the wave at sporting events.
I'm not a ban the wave guy either. Like, I don't care. Like,
am I gonna
live and let live, man? If
I'm a couple drinks in, like, yeah, I'm gonna do the wave. If I'm stone cold sober, I'm like, no, not really my thing. But you know, it's not even for the adults, it's for the kids. Like
for the kids.
I feel like a lot of people like going to sporting events. I have learned the more I've been in sports, the more and the older I get, like it's an actual game. It's like, and people are just getting like, I noticed this too. Like people get way too into when they go to games. I've noticed it this past year. I went to the Wisconsin game, and that was the first time I ever been to Camp Randall. And man, I'm just like, we were sitting next to maybe the most annoying Wisconsin fan, where every play that we were on offense, it didn't matter if it was a touchdown or a massive completion, incompletion sack, did not matter. This guy was like, it was like FJ Milrow, like, and I was like, go to hell. They're like, I'm like, just like, dude, I've heard you the first 30 times, like, please shut up. Or
Cruz, what about the Michigan fans that were behind us?
Oh my,
yeah, dude, they were bad. I did not. And for those that don't know, Cruz and I, Tampa, let's call it by its proper name, the Outback Bowl.
It's the Outback Bowl.
Reliag West Bowl. If you don't, you should know what I'm talking about. Dude, I did not realize, shout out to Portnoy, how much of dickheads Michigan people are.
Well, so you know what though, is that
they probably aren't all like that.
No, because I'm up around, like being in the Midwest now,
like Chicago.
There's a lot of Michigan people there, and they're not bad. They're not bad guys. Like they're not bad fans. You know, they've had some success over the last couple of years, and you know they can beat their chest. They beat
won a natty.
Yeah, they won a natty, and then they just beat it. They go back next year, beat us too. Like those guys did not go to Michigan. They went to Ann Arbor Community College. I will stand on hill, and you notice when we had our mutual friend show up, and she sat down next to us, they immediately stopped chirping us. But the moment she'd walk away or anything, I'm getting clapped in the ear. I can't. They were like, anytime we did anything good and I clapped, they were like all up in my business. And then they had the audacity after the game is over. We're walking, we're leaving. It's raining. It was just Chris, I'm be honest. Like that was maybe one of the worst college football games I've ever attended. From like just from like a situational standpoint, none of us wanted to be in that game. We missed the playoffs. It rained the majority of the time. We spent $30 per drink in club. We, you know, it was steamy. It was a shit game. Nothing went right. Like nothing went right that day. And then they talk shit for literally from start to finish till we got to our seats. And they were like, hey man, better luck next year. And then tried to shake my hand. And I'm like, I was like, you have to be out of your damn mind. If you think I'm going to shake your hand after that, after being maybe the worst representation of Michigan I've ever met. Like, here's the thing. Everyone gives Dave crap, shit for being a Michigan fan. He went to Michigan. He's allowed to.
He's a legitimate Michigan man.
He's a legit Michigan guy. Like one of my really good buddies, Ben Myers and Corey Rutledge, they went to Michigan. They're Michigan men. Those guys, there's no way that they got into Ann Arbor. There's no way that they ever took classes at the University of Michigan. And I know, and look, Michigan's a top-notch elite program or school, university-wise, and it's very tough to get into. But do not beat your chest that you attended college there. It's actually one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yeah, that was a first for me, Cruz, from the standpoint of, going to all the games last season. I mean, I rocked the same thing essentially every game, just very neutral, SEC unfiltered, whatever. So every game I go to, it's all love from both sides.
Yeah.
That was the first time I got chirped all football season. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because Big Ten, fuck the SEC.
Yeah.
And, this isn't official yet, but I mean, y'all have all seen the calendar or seen the schedule. And if you haven't, the biggest game of week 1, Texas at Ohio State. I'd put it at about a 99.9% chance we're there.
Yep.
I'm not going to say 100 or the graphics drop, but you could practically say 100%. But yeah, I was thinking, I was like, dude, I might as well just wear Texas shit because I'm going to get chirped. I'm going to get chirped either way.
Look,
because Ohio State hates the SEC.
Oh, I know. Look, I'm going,
which I'm all for it. I'm all game.
Look, well, you can put me down as 100% locked in and committed to going. I'm not going to Tallahassee, Florida for Alabama.
I'm just trying to keep some suspense. I could say 100%. I was just trying to let
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to spoil it months in advance, Cruz.
Look, what other game we go to? We're not going down.
I know.
We're not going down to Tallahassee.
No. LSU Clemson, I think, would be the only other game. But dude, an opportunity to see the shoe.
And I've never been. And
I haven't either.
And luckily, I got a few Ohio State connects being only a few hours away. So I'm gonna go do Columbus, and we're gonna do it right. I'm not rooting for anyone in that game. I'm not gonna do orange down.
That makes sense for you.
I'm going to be completely neutral. I think I might just rock black, like black everything the entire time. It's going to be big noon kickoff, which sucks. I did find that out.
Is it going to be noon?
It is. I found that out through a very reliable source.
I guess the only positive is like you get to watch the games the rest of the day, but that does suck.
That's going to be the benefit of it. It is going to be an early game. Hopefully the weather is going to be pretty decent. Last week of August.
That's going to be a long night and an early morning. I can already tell.
It is. It's going to be a long one. That's the only benefit of it is that we're going to get to enjoy it. I don't even know what time Florida State, Alabama is going to be. I'm hoping that's going to be like a 2:30 kickoff central, or maybe I doubt they'll give that game a night game. I don't think it warrants a night game in Tallahassee. They don't.
It's a great helmet game. I don't know about how good
it is an elite blue blood uniform game. It really is.
Right.
And I'm just hoping that it doesn't come down to it's not going to be like some surprise shocker that Florida State's back. Because I am a little nervous it being a new regime and new year, and it's the team I grew up hating. Do I dislike Auburn? Yes. I grew up disliking Tennessee. I grew up disliking Georgia, but I grew up hating Florida State being a Gator. That is never going to change. It just so happened that the school that I end up going to dislikes Tennessee and dislikes Georgia as well. So it's just an added bonus. You could not pay me to go down to Tallahassee, Florida for that game. It is going to be 1,000 degrees. It is going to be just probably the sweatiest, most BO filled game of the weekend. I guarantee you.
Yeah, when I went to Florida, Miami last year, Cruz, I had a buddy of mine and that was an ugly game, obviously, but I had a buddy of mine that's a Gator, and he was like, he's like, "Are you prepared for the weather?" And I was like, "Go on." He was like, "Well, have you ever stood on the sun before?"
Dude,
he's like, that's how hot it's going to be.
I can attest for that.
And it was hot
in Gainesville. That stadium, you were cooking in the sun.
They call it the swamp for a reason.
Yeah,
it was quite toasty.
I remember the first game I went to in the swamp. When I was down there for school, we played Miami, Ohio. It was a year after Tebow. It was, Chris, when I say this, I lost weight at that game. I sweat so much, and I was watching kids pass out from heat exhaustion. It was a noon kickoff. It was just directly in the sun. It was ungodly hot. And then the closest thing to that was actually 2 years ago. We go to Austin, Texas for Bama, Texas. We're sitting in the Texas alumni section. There is no shade. And when I tell you, there was a part of me that wanted to go watch the game from the concession stands inside the stadium, because at least there was something blocking the sun. And there were people passing out of that game too, because we're probably about 8 rows away from the field, and you could just feel the heat lift off that turf. And there's no reason an Alabama-Texas game should be held at 11 a.m. in the morning. I'm so sick of big noon kickoff. And then the next year they come to Tuscaloosa, and it's a primetime night game at I think it was a 7:30 kickoff. Beautiful weather, everything about it was great. And Austin is fantastic for the SEC. Like it's like a better version of Vandy. Like you get Nashville and you get Austin.
Yeah, I mean, as someone that's been to both and someone that is moving to one of the two cities you mentioned, Nashville, they are very similar, I will say. Yeah, Austin is like a little bit of Nashville on steroids.
Yeah,
I mean, Sixth Streets is unprecedented. Hey, Sixth Streets is unbelievable.
I mean, it's.
I mean, I spent 3 straight nights on Sixth Street when I went to Austin.
Jeez,
buddy, Sunday I was hurting.
Yeah, I'm hurting here.
I went east. Thursday night I went east. Friday night I went west. Saturday was game day, game, and then dirty. And then Sunday came around, and it was one of those Sundays where like NFL is on the TV at my buddy's place, and I'm just slumped on the couch, like eyes are barely open. Just exhausted.
Look, Nashville and Austin are those places that'll take it out of you. Shout out to Buford's, the Alabama bar in Austin, Texas.
Fantastic establishment.
Had a blast there for 2 straight days. They were great to us. Anytime I go back, I'm definitely hitting that place up. Nashville is Nashville.
Dude, I'm so stoked to get to Nashville, man.
As you should.
I just like that's for so many reasons too. Like people may, and I tried to explain it pretty short form on social media, but for a lot of reasons, man, a lot of reasons. I think first from the business perspective, I mean, as I know you know this, Cruz, but like as you get further into your career, you realize you really do start to grasp like your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
You really do start to realize that, like, could you possibly achieve what you want to achieve without a good network?
No,
maybe.
No,
I don't think so. But
no,
even if you could, Cruz, it's going to take you 1,000 times longer to get to where you want to go. Like, actually, I would just say no to your point, because like so much of, especially like entrepreneurship and business and just growth and ascending is like, I tell people all the time, bro, like people invest in people. Yeah. So they don't invest in logos or slogans or ideas. They genuinely invest in people. And I've gotten that way, dude. I'd rather, like, whether it's doing a show together or it's just working with somebody, bringing on a contributor, it's partnering up in some business, or dude, even like I'm looking for apartments right now. The apartment that I'm probably going to pick is just the apartment that was like coolest with me while I was up there in Nashville looking around him. Like that was the most welcoming and warming. It's like, I just believe in people. Like I just, you invest in people, and if you're going to go with your gut and take your chance on anything and bet on yourself, you're going to bet on yourself with like other good people. You can make it work from there, right? Like give me somebody that's got C talent, but is a really relatable and likable person, versus somebody who might have the most talent or skill or whatever it is and whatever they're doing, but like they're just a shithead. Like they're rude, they're inconsiderate, they're just mean, maybe whatever it is. Like it really is, dude. Your network is your net worth. Like it's so getting to Nashville, man. Like I've already got stuff set up with some folks who are in some bigger media spaces there. I mean, obviously with it being, so much media, entertainment, I think it's going to be huge in the business. I mean, like, I really think it's going to be a move that really takes the momentum we already have and just fucking launches it, dude. Like, I really think it's going to launch it. So I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited, obviously, to have, from the personal standpoint, just, there are times where I want to get away and step out and enjoy myself and let loose a little bit and just, have new experiences and exploring things. I've never, for those that don't know, like I live in the Carolinas, I live in South Carolina. I've never left the Carolinas cruise in my entire life. The furthest I've gone is Charlotte, North Carolina when it comes to living. And I love Charlotte, by the way. Shout out to Charlotte. Love the 704. But when I had this move coming up, I was like, I really want to take advantage of this and get a little outside of my comfort zone and go somewhere foreign, and have like new experiences and that is the path to growth, a little bit of being uncomfortable and doing things that are different. You can't get unprecedented results and new results without doing new things and unprecedented things and doing things that make you a little bit uncomfortable and push yourself a little bit and make you evolve and you know, grow. So
Yeah.
dude, I'm so stoked, man. I'm so pumped. Dude, it's gonna be a blast, dude. I mean, obviously you're welcome. There'll be a new studio in the next couple months, which I'm excited about.
Nice.
Man, it's gonna be awesome. I mean,
look, I'm down there pretty often. I feel like lately I've been down there pretty often. I mean, I'm flying down there was it next Thursday morning because obviously we're headed to Tuscaloosa next weekend for A-Day.
Spoiler, your boy will be there too. We're making it happen. We'll announce it next week. But yeah, we're
it's gonna be great.
I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to next week, Cruz. I mean, next week we can do a we'll top 10 rank the bars of the SEC and spoiler a little Tuscaloosa establishment that Cruz and I are fond of will be number one. So
I mean, yeah, it's more.
That's why we're gonna do it at that point.
It's more of like who's 2 through 10 at that rate. We already know
you're fighting for second. Everybody's fighting for second.
Yeah, I mean, there's even I would even argue there's a second bar in Tuscaloosa that's in the top 10. I really would. And I mean, look.
I need to get more of the experience there because all I did was Ennis the first time.
I know.
That's all I did. I mean,
look, I went through withdrawals, and I was there.
I'm not complaining. Yeah. I'm just saying that that's all I got.
And in my defense,
too, messy fries. That was about it. Messy fries. That's
Yeah, we did quick grill. Took you to quick grill. We did the quad. We took you into Brian Denny in the club section.
We also went to what was the Sigs and Sidebar?
Oh, we went to Jackie's.
And I think I'm sorry, Cruz, because I'm pretty sure you probably would have told me before we started. Don't tell anybody you went there.
No, it's okay.
Right.
It's
you got to lean into it.
I mean, it's a staple. I mean, it's a tradition. I mean, it's you hate to love it and you love to hate it. I mean, it's kind of one of those places. I mean, you walk out smelling like asthma, but it's never lets you down kind of thing. I mean, don't worry, we'll definitely do it. And you got to do sessions. I
did stop by. I met Paul Wall at Sessions. Yes, the most random Tuscaloosa night of all time.
Was it Paul Wall or Bubba Sparks you met?
No, Bubba Sparks. You are right. Booty, rocking everywhere. Yeah. Because remember I told you on Saturday when I saw you at the tailgate, you literally, it will sound like I made up this night that I had. Went from Ennis to Sessions to meet with my buddy Jake Crane and the Crane and Company guys.
Shout out.
They are hanging out with Bubba Sparks. We're all shooting the shit, hanging out, having fun. The Crane and Co. boys leave, so it's just me and Bubba Sparks and his people. And they're like, we hit it off. Like, hey, we're going to go to Ennis, get a table, roll with us. I'm like, okay. So I go back to Ennis for a second time. This time I go in the back way, through the back, through the kitchen. And we got a bottle of Grey Goose and Red Bulls. And I'm like, I mean, this is just not real life. Well, that was the tour in a nutshell, though, bro. It was just like, this is not real life. That's how I felt most of the time.
I mean, and then the night you went to Jacksonville, I helped you get bottle service at another bar.
Golly, shout out, dude, Jack's Beach, my God.
Shout out our boy Don.
Shout out to Don. Shout out to Colin. Shout out to, Big Matt.
Yeah.
The whole crew,
the bar.
Yes. Surfer the bar, all of them, the Wreck, all of them, dude.
Oh, God, the Wreck. Oh.
We went to the Wreck when I was there last time. I don't, honestly, man, I could argue the baseball tournament I went to, that was just as crazy. Because I went out with Colin and them Saturday night. Yeah. That weekend was just as nutty as the football weekend.
Yeah,
but I will say the football weekend was pretty wild.
We'll have to do Florida Georgia again this year because I missed it.
Are they doing it in Jacksonville this year, or is this the year they're moving it?
That is a great question. I
don't know. We'll have to we have time to figure it out, but
yeah, just a little bit.
Cocktail party's fun, man. Yeah, that was a good time.
I used to go especially living in Jacksonville for those years. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, it was probably one of the more fun ones that we had. Tailgate, getting down there at like 7 a.m. to tailgate. The Game was normally awful, especially the last couple of years, especially with Georgia just being the unit that they are. So this is the last year. So it says right here, Florida Georgia game will return to Jacksonville in 2028. And it looks like in the meantime, they will play this game this year, 2025 in Jacksonville. And the next year is when they start going to Atlanta for 2026 and then Tampa Bay for 2027. And then it comes back 2028.
Atlanta, I'm kind of meh over. Tampa Bay will be a blast.
I'm the opposite. I'd rather
really? You'd rather go to Atlanta,
dude? I don't like Tampa. The Tampa Stadium. I like Tampa Bay. I like Tampa as a whole as a city.
Well, I was thinking about the city.
Yeah, I guess, but like the difference is between like Atlanta and it's Atlanta's
hot take. Cruz hates Tampa. You heard it.
I hate Tampa. I know. I hate Raymond James Stadium. I don't like Raymond
James Stadium.
Look, I've watched arguably the greatest Alabama defense ever get hosed by Deshaun Watson and Hunter Renfrow in the corner of that end zone. I just watched us. What was it? 2 years ago, where we played South Florida in a monsoon and almost lost to USF. And then what we just experienced in person this past New Year's Eve, I would be okay never.
So you've just had some bad experiences.
Yes, and plus not to mention that's being a New Orleans Saints fan too. There are division rivals. I don't like Tampa. I don't like Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't like that stadium. I think the Pirates ship is actually stupid. I do. I don't like it. You don't need to fire cannons during a football game. All right. I'm just saying.
I don't know what Bucks Twitter is like, but
they are the most insecure.
I'd imagine that the pirate ship is stupid, would not play well, or would play great.
You know what? Look,
I know how you look at it.
I had to deal with Tampa Bay Twitter when I was doing Barcelona and tweeting Saints content because they're not even the Saints' biggest rivals. It's the Atlanta Falcons and always will be the Atlanta Falcons. They want to be our biggest rival so bad. And so like it'll be like, there's like this guy who goes to like tailgates and he literally has a shirt that said fuck the Saints and they're not even playing the Saints. And it shows how rent free in their head that we live. And they have a Mickey Mouse Super Bowl from COVID. And then the Saints own that division. Now I will give them this. They are a better team. They've been running the division for a few years. They are good in the worst division in football. Congrats. That's like being the smartest kid in the third grade. It doesn't matter in the long run.
The tallest midget. Can you say that in 2025?
I don't know, but little people scare me. So can I say that? No, I'm kidding. They don't. I'm just
I saw a midget in Nashville. Actually was one of like there's live music everywhere. They were like one of the acts on stage.
I don't know if you can say midget 2025.
I think you can. It's not, I'm not saying it derogatory. It just is what it is. You're 3 feet tall. I mean, what? Little person.
Taller than that. We'll go little people.
I'm saying this person I saw was not taller than 3'5".
Really?
I swear.
That's concerning. And they were what were they doing in Nashville?
They were like part of the band.
Oh, what were they doing?
I don't know if they were singing or what, but they were part of the band.
Damn, that's sick.
They weren't holding an instrument, so I think they were singing. They were great. Nothing but love for them. I mean,
look, you got to be good to play music in Nashville. Like, no par is going to let you play bad.
No, they were good. They were good. Looking forward to that too. Live music.
Live music. Not gonna be good. Dude, I'm just excited. I'm excited to get back down south. I'm excited for football season, man. The way basketball season just ended. It's
Come on, don't sleep on Rob Vaughn and the boys' Cruz. Bama's going to Omaha, baby.
I know, I can't look, and I'm looking.
I need Cruz Oxenrider with me in Omaha because I'm going to be there no matter what.
Yeah, I know.
I need Cruz Ox.
We had fun in Omaha for the short little time that we were there together.
Well, that was my fault. This time I will be there the full 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
we are going to.
If Alabama makes College World Series, I am 1,000% going to Omaha, Nebraska.
You got to at least come for a little bit.
No, I would be there for the duration of that. They're going to win it. What are we now? Like Alabama's what, like number 8 in the country?
Dude, yeah.
I mean, we're legit. I mean,
Crimson Tide are the favorite. I mean, place your bets now. Place
I
your
already
bets
did.
now.
I
You already missed on your big parlay though.
No, I just redid it. So
okay. Very good.
So it went
Yeah,
from
we're gonna have to have a segment every week called like Cruz's crazy parlays. Like, what is the nutso parlay you put in this week? Dollar to win 300 grand or whatever you do.
I mean,
Are you still putting in 15 team MLB parlays?
Yeah,
Money line parlays every day.
One every day.
$1 to win like 11,000.
I mean, I showed you the one, and I'll we can do it up here. But I had a $10 parlay that hit during the Bama BYU game. $10 to win 3,300, and it hit. It was in fact, I will read it. I will read it right now. It was Alabama money line that hit. Cliff to get 10 or more points. He got exactly 10, which was perfect. I had Phylon over 3.5 assists. He got 4 right on the dot. Over 175 points total. That hit, no problem. Mark Sears has scored 10 points or more. He got 34. Cliff to get 4 or more rebounds. He got 6. And then Mark Sears to have 2 or more assists. He had 8.
Yeah, the Mark Sears bet was like the easiest bet of all time, the way he played.
Yeah, it was 33,685 odds. And that hit. It's right.
That's why, dude, that's why you just keep playing those dollar parlays, because if you hit one of them, all you got to hit one of them.
Look, betting on college basketball is not my thing. College football, yes.
College basketball ate me up, dude.
Yeah,
it ate me up.
It did too. I mean, that bet got me in the green for the whole season. Thank God. I did a few, like little ones here and there. Nothing, that's gonna break the bank or anything. I make my money doing college football and NFL gambling, a lot of prop bets and things like that. So the fact that I even hit that, I was just all for. So paid my rent with it today. Make sure you pay your rent tomorrow. First in the month. Shout out Mincy.
Cruz's crazy parlays. We're gonna make that a thing, because I know you'll have them.
We got FanDuel. I mean,
exactly. That's been kind of the scary part. Is FanDuel has encouraged me to gamble so much, and God, my college bet. This was probably my worst March Madness of all time.
See, but here's the beauty of it is that you have FanDuel. I have Outlier, which is great, which is smart gambling. It's it's playing the numbers, playing the statistics, playing the analytics. So we can just combine the two, and we can make this work.
We'll take over, baby. We'll take over the world.
Yeah, just
fuck the bookie.
Yeah, $1 bets at a time.
Yeah, Cruz, I'm excited to do this with you, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. Again, as you guys can tell, it's going to be very random. But dude, we'll have some really good guests. We're going to have guests on too. Those will be sort of random, and those will be kind of it won't be every show, but we got some really, really cool, interesting people lined up that we're going to enjoy hearing from and talking to. You guys are going to enjoy hearing from and talking to as well. But I'll tell you this, Cruz, as we close up here. I'm excited to do this with you because, like I said, man, I believe in people. You're a good dude. You're a good person. And I'm just so, bro, I'm filled with gratitude. I'm so grateful and excited for what we got going at SEC Unfiltered, man. Like we bust our asses every day, but I think we're willing to be unapologetically ourselves, think outside of the box, just be dudes, man. Just be us. And
I agree.
That's all I really ever want to be, and have as much fun as possible doing it. And I mean, that's essentially, that's the epitome of what this show is going to be. So I love the team we've built. Our guy Dave Cole, who really well. Our SECU group chat just stays popping.
I wake up in the morning, I just already have like 30 text messages.
Yeah. Harrison, Jake, Dimitri, our guy Reese, who's a wizard with the graphics. We got a really cool group, man. These are really cool days. These are the good old days, I like to say. So
yeah,
we got some cool shit popping.
Yeah, they're the professionals. I'm the degenerate, which is what I love.
Which is why I wanted to do this with you. I need some degenerate shit in my life. Here's the thing, man. Like I love the I say buttoned up. Like, I love like we have things where it's very like We're doing a game preview. We're talking about top storylines, key matchups.
Yeah.
We're locking in a prediction. That stuff is all fun and great. I love doing that shit. I love talking ball. Like SEC Unfiltered, and I know we've talked a lot about Dave Portnoy and Barstool, and obviously we've done so because of your experiences. And I'll just say too, man, like I get the question a lot about, you know, who was your inspiration, or who do you look up to? And like I think that's taken a little far. I mean, my hero in life is my dad. So if there was anybody I looked up to or was my inspiration, was my dad. But there were certainly people when I got going in the content space that I resonated with more than others. And I will say Portnoy is a guy that from a business perspective, business standpoint, Dave's gotten to some stuff that I don't want to get into from the standpoint of probably a little bit more drama than I want to dive into over the years. But as a businessman and a business owner and what he's built, what he's created, like I was watching the Rundown in 2014. Like, so to see it, and I thought it was like popping in. I was like, you know, again, dude, I'm working in the corporate world and shit. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like I was like many others. I was watching like, bro, I would just fucking kill to be talking about sports every day. And I'm like, these dudes are cutting up. They're having fun. That's kind of what you and I, Cruz, I want this to be more like the Rundown, where it was just like so chill, laid back, shooting the shit, just fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Just let it all organically unfold and happen. But respect the hell out of what a Dave Portnoy has built. You know, I respect the hell out of like what a Big Cat and a PFT, what they've done with their show. Pat McAfee was always a guy I really resonated with, kind of like the former athlete vibe and the way he and his buddies cut it up and shoot the shit and have a lot of fun doing it. And so, you know, man, like it's kind of like being a coach or even a player or like whatever else it is. You take certain little pieces from people, things you like, and then at the end of the day, you have to be yourself. You can't try to be someone else, but you can take some things that people do that you like and kind of make it your own and morph it and make it fit into what you do. And like, I like to think I've done that pretty decently. And I think we're doing that. The one difference I will say, I will always talk ball. I love to talk ball. I did hear Dave like a month ago be like, yeah, Barstool Sports is not a sports company anymore. I'd like to remain in the sports realm. I don't know that I'll ever want to do a podcast with, like, all due respect, like with two TikTok stars. I don't know that I'll ever venture down that road. Maybe, who knows? You might see Philly on a BFF 2.0 podcast, but probably not. Yeah. But
no,
it's cool. It's cool that we can do this, man. It's just cool that we can do this. And I'm so stoked for where we are, where we're going. And it's kind of like you said, Cruz, like I think one thing that we don't struggle with, but when you just stay so wrapped up in the day to day and social media is nonstop, ever going, sports never stops, content never stops. Every now and then it's cool to like, sometimes I'll just stop and I'm really thinking like, dude, like we're really doing some fucking dope shit. Like we're really like, I'm like, bro, what do I have to be sad about? Like, what do we have to be like, that's why I really always try to stay in my gratitude and like be grateful for shit. And like, that might sound like woo woo corny to some people, but like, I'm like, dude, like I've never been as happy as I am right now, Cruz. I've never been as fulfilled as I am. I've never had as much fun as I'm having. And I've never been more excited for what's to come. And I really, truly, genuinely mean that with every fiber of my being. So, obviously having somebody like yourself, man, I mean, that's part of it. Like I've never been surrounded by such great people in my life that I trust, that I can have open, honest conversations with, that I can bounce ideas off of, that I know I can go to for feedback, and, you know, that will give me feedback if I need it. Like if I needed to be put in line or whatever, like I got people that I don't have yes people in my circle. It's just cool, man. So
no, I mean, look, it's look, my professional role model, I'm pretty sure, you know, a lot of people know this, Reese Davis. He is the reason I wanted to get into sports. I got to see him speak at the University of Alabama when I was there. The dude's just a consummate professional. He's well loved. He's well respected, especially in not just the Alabama world, but the sports world in general. Greatest guy. I got a chance to meet him a little over a year ago, and what I tell you, like you know me, I don't fanboy. I don't get starstruck or anything like that. Like was the most nervous I think I've ever been meeting someone, and having the chance to talk to him, and then him being able to be like, hey, like I've seen your stuff, I know who you are. Like immediately, just like that was like my wow. I think I've kind of made it a little bit. The fact he knows, and then I think it was not too long ago he actually followed me on Twitter, and I like lost my mind. But when I saw him speak, 10 years ago, he said, "Working in sports and doing this is like we get to go to work. We don't have to go to work." And I've lived by that motto for the better half of a decade now. And I don't even know if he remembers even saying it, but it's that has stuck in my head for the last decade that has got me to be like at this point in my life right now. And so like a lot of it, like I professionally, it was Reese Davis because I wanted to work for SEC Network and ESPN and be in radio. So like I was never, what I'm doing now was never what I thought I was going to do, but I was able to take the best of what he did as a personality and as a person, and then kind of found my own way with it. And now it's got it worked out.
Yeah, when you change your perspective, Cruz, from you have to do things versus you get to, that will change your entire life.
Yeah.
Across the board. Like it will completely shift the way you look at things. So the other thing I'll say too, because it made me think of that, something I heard October of 2023 that, and maybe on the next show, we can get more into like my background with media and everything and kind of how we got to this point. Cause I want to save some stuff. Obviously we got a lot of these great conversations upcoming, but I was about to scale. I was about to go from my previous entity to SEC Unfiltered. And I had somebody, Cruz, tell me, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. And that will stick with me forever. Like, it was just like, it was the reassurance I needed that my ideas and my desire to scale was, I was on the correct path. And it also reinforced what I already knew is that, like, dude, if I'm going to get kind of what we were talking about earlier, like the networking aspect, like if I'm going to get where I want to go and where I know I'm capable of going, I have to surround myself and bring other people. I can only go so far alone. So yeah, it's cool, right, Cruz? Like how everybody has it. Everybody on their path, on their journey, which success is obviously, or however you define success. But the journey is not a straight line. It's a fucking zigzag. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to go a bunch of steps forward. It's all over the place. We all have those like moments, like where light bulbs clicked, and there's just like certain things that were said that resonate. That it's cool to look back on those things. So.
Agreed. What a good way to end what a good note to end the show.
Yeah, like I wanted to go out with a bang. Like I said, we're gonna have so many of these combos. I might have some little bullet point topics for next. This was fun. I mean, this is essentially a taste of what it's gonna be. This is essentially our pilot episode. Just me and my boy Cruz, just shooting the shit, having a good time, man. It's nobody I'd rather do it with, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, dude. I'm so stoked for this. And this show, like everything else we do, and that's the exciting part, Cruz. One of the most exciting things, one of the things, I love in content and business and just life is this is episode 1. When we get to episode 50, like how that's going to look, and like for real though, like, sure. and I've like New Year's Day has become, or just like New Year's, that time has become one of my favorite times a year because I'll never forget when I started in entrepreneurship. And man, you get, your career, I know for a fact is in the same way. Like you get a year in and you're like, man, like, dude, look how far I've gotten. Like, fuck yeah, like I'm killing it. And then you get a year later and it's so cool because you're like, man, I really thought I was killing it. Then look what I'm doing now. And every year you're just like building and building and building and building and one-upping what you did. And like, you don't lose perspective because in that moment, like, dude, I'll never forget when I hit 1,000 followers on Twitter. With the same account you see now, that has 72,000 or whatever. Cruz, I popped a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, I would too.
It was Andre. It was Andre, by the way. It was very cheap, but I popped a bottle of champagne because, like, dude, hitting 1,000 followers was just like so monumental.
I've done it for every big one. I've did it for 1,000. I've celebrated when I got 10. I celebrated when I got 20. I'm pretty close to 25, and then when we get to 100,000 for Instagram and TikTok and everything like that, like we're gonna celebrate that one as well. I mean, look, we got some good stuff coming out. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's gonna be a good ride.
Yeah, you celebrate the victories, big and small, man. I've always believed in celebrating all the victories, and it's fun when they pile up. And like I said, man, we're doing some cool shit, bro. I'm really excited. So, again, guys, we appreciate you all. I'm so excited for this show. Every single, we'll call it Wednesday night, this show is going to air. We're going to premiere it, YouTube, social media. You guys will see it, obviously, and I'm excited to go on this journey with you, Cruz. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. So,
roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide, baby. Hey, next week when we do this, it will be T-Town week for us. So there will definitely be some Bama chatter mixed in. Like I said, we'll probably talk some top 10 bars in the SEC. Yeah. Probably talk a little T-Town. It'll be a good time, as always.
Yeah. We'll call it T-Town episode.
The T-Town episode. Why not? Why not? Every episode with Cruz, he'd prefer it be the T-Town episode. So
can't lie.
Guys, again, we appreciate y'all. Make sure, as always, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, check us out via podcast. Forget your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Before we get out of here, I do want to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel, because, as always, we're brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Guys, this bracket season, FanDuel is letting you make the call. Don't forget, we got 2 more games. Well, 3 more games, but 2 more guaranteed with the SEC Final Four national title. But FanDuel is letting you make the call because right now new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to bet on everything from clutch shots to last-second art breaks and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join, there's no better time. There's tourney action almost every day, and FanDuel's amazing bet types like spreads, totals, game props, and so much more, guys. Once again, myself, Dave Shoemate, heck, Cruz is throwing out picks as well. You can tail us. You can fade us. Whatever you want to do it at your own risk. Just make sure when you do it, you visit FanDuel.com/SECU and get in on the college hoops action all tourney long. Must be 21 and up in present select states or 18 and up in present DC. First online real money wager only, $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Cruz, you get all those numbers? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I write it down.
Good. I wanted to make sure. Again, guys, thank you all so much. Appreciate you all tuning in. Until next week, for Cruz Oxenrider, I'm Chris Phillips. Thank you all so much. This is Off Campus. We will catch you all on the other side.